This is the sewing on paper exercise. This is practice 1, and so you'll need the handout to complete this. You will not have your machine threaded. All you have to do to get started is turn your machine on, so we'll make sure our machine is plugged in. We'll turn it on, your light should come on. The directions tell you to have the stitch selector on a 1, which it is automatically, and a 2.5 stitch length. So this is what the machine automatically is set at when you turn it on. So basically what you are going to be doing is you are going to be using the right edge of your presser foot as your guide, and that is what is going to be lined up with the edge of each of these lines that you have here. So what I'm going to do though is I'm actually going to flip the paper around so that I have the bulk of the paper off to the left-hand side of the machine. The reason I do that is if I was sewing something really big, so picture like a quilt or something, you want the majority of the fabric out here on the left-hand side of the machine where you actually have room, instead of trying to stuff a whole entire quilt into the arm of the machine here. So I'm going to line this line, number 1, up with the right side of the foot, okay? And we're just gonna pretend like that line there would be the edge of your fabric, okay? So if the raw edge of the fabric is right here, it's lined up with the right edge of the foot, then my seam will be about 3/8 from the edge, okay? So I'm just going to adjust that a little bit, lined up here. I'm gonna lower my needle, and then I'm just gonna use the foot pedal to stitch forward. And all I'm doing is I'm not really watching the needle, I'm watching to make sure that the right side of that presser foot is in line with that line. Okay, and I'm done. I've gone all the way from beginning to end. I can raise my needle, raise the presser foot, and so that's what we should have. We should have a line parallel to that first line. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. So I'm just going to line my presser foot up on the right-hand side with line 2. Go ahead and lower my needle, lower my presser foot. I'm gonna stitch forward until I get to the other end. Raise my needle, raise my presser foot. Do the same thing. I'm going to lower my needle, lower my presser foot, stitch. And it's right when you get to the middle that you have to think about which direction you want. This still fits just fine going this way, so I'm going to put my needle down, my presser foot down, and stitch. And then right when we get here, this is about halfway, we can flip it over, and we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna line, but now my lines are gonna be on the inside, okay? So I'm going to lower my needle, lower my presser foot, and stitch. And you'll just continue that process for the last 2 lines, okay? So you'll end up doing this 7 total times.